Did I scare you? Hello, my horror heads. I hope you guys are having a good night. Hopefully you guys are watching this at night. I got another spooky story for you guys. But this one is a longer version, so there might be a part 2 to this one. I hope you guys enjoy it. And as always, Eerie signing off. Have a good night and the sweetest of dreams. My wife was peeking at me. My wife Lynn and I were together for 6 years and married 11 months. Our marriage was normal. Us being together was normal. Everything was the typical couple thing. My wife was the serious type. She was no nonsense type of person. She was strictly serious all the time. Me, on the other hand, I love horror and playing pranks and jokes. But I accepted that my wife didn't. I didn't want to push that boundary with her. In the beginning of us dating, though, she tried to give into my love of horror, watching the movie Shining, but we couldn't even get through half the movie without her being scared and having to turn it off. My wife was like that all the time. So it wasn't normal when she stopped being like that. I loved my wife and I loved her normal self, and I accepted that she didn't love horror. But when her behavior changed, it set alarms in my head, like this alert saying that something was wrong. In the beginning, it was playful and it was funny, but by the time it got serious and it was terrifying. My wife was a character. My wife loved me and she loved everything about me, but she hated horror, like I said. So one day when it changed, it was terrifying. Keep that in mind. My wife didn't have any mental health issues, if you're thinking about it. And as far as I knew, her family didn't suffer from any mental health issues. And I get that people are good at hiding their mental health issues from their partners or family members or friends. But when you're married to someone for 11 months and together with them for 6 years, I think you'll know if they have mental health issues. That's what I thought. One day, I ran down to the kitchen, hurrying as fast as I could because I was late. I brewed up my cup of coffee, knowing that I wasn't going to make it to my normal Dunkin' Donuts run. As I was running towards the door, I see my wife standing at the corner of the hallway. She was peeking at me. Her long hair looked like the hair from the girl in the ring. It was long and peeking out with her face and her gut-wrenching grin, ear to ear, looking at me. I was scared, I'll admit. I had even dropped coffee on my pants. Lynn, you scared the shit out of me, I laughed playfully. As she saw me and I saw her, she giggled like a little giddy child and ran up to the stairs. I didn't know where she went, but she was still laughing. Weird, but I guess she was just trying to be a little bit playful. I was like, okay, I love you, weirdo. And I left. On the drive to work, I started to think it was kind of funny and cute that she was finally trying to give in to my playful nature. By the time lunch had happened, I forgot about the whole thing. I went home and she was her normal self. There was nothing else that happened the whole time I was home until 2 a.m. in the morning. I woke up wanting a drink. I went to the downstairs, grabbed OJ out of the fridge, and was near the island in the kitchen. There, I look back and I see my wife on the other side of the island peeking at me again. Her long hair away from her face, and her face with that gut-wrenching smile again, but this time her eyes were widened, like she hadn't blinked the whole time I was there. I'll scream. I admitted I was afraid. What the hell? Why? When she saw me, she scurried off, started laughing, and on all fours? This was too much. This was weird. I get it was a prank, but I was scared shitless. I'll admit, it took me longer to go back to the bedroom because I just didn't want to see her. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. When I finally got the courage to go back to the bedroom, I saw Lynn on the bed, sleeping. I thought if I got in bed, she would jump out at me, so I stood there for a while, looking at her breathe in and out. She was in a deep sleep, like she hadn't even moved. I got in bed and I expected something to happen, but it didn't. Again, she didn't move. Okay, I probably dreamt it. I made myself think I dreamt it, but I know what I saw. Anyways, after that, my wife kept peeking at me more and more. I was starting to become paranoid. I started checking corners, furniture. It was even this one incident where she had hid it in the trunk of her old grandmother's trundle that she had given to us that was on the end of our bed. She had the lid plumped open a bit to only see half of her face with that gut-wrenching smile. I didn't scream. I didn't know what to say. I just looked at her and she looked at me. And as she looked at me, she slowly closed the trunk. And that smile was gone. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say to her. I just didn't know anything that I can do for her. I just thought it was pranks, but they were becoming more terrifying. I was getting annoyed and pissed, being scared in my own home. Lynn stopped peeking at me for 2 weeks. I was confused because she was doing it almost every day. I had given into the thought that she was just tired of the jokes and the game. So it was that. One day we were watching TV and I playfully said, "Hey, you haven't been peeking at me for a while. You probably given into this game, huh?" She looked at me with a soft smile and said, "Maybe I've just gotten better at it." My heart dropped. I began to feel this disturbance. Was she peeking at me without me knowing? How? How can I have told? I was paranoid than ever. I started checking everywhere if she was peeking at me, but I didn't see her. But it's still stuck in my head what she had said. How could she be peeking at me and I didn't see? After a while, I stopped checking. I stopped checking corners, furniture, everywhere because it was stupid. I was feeling paranoid and a little crazy at this point for no reason. I couldn't see her. I didn't know if she was still there. I didn't know. So I just stopped. And the incident stopped. It was over, I thought. But after that, it got a whole lot worse. One day, Lynn went out with a friend, and I was just on the sofa playing video games on my laptop. And around 9 p.m., I decided to go take a shower. As I was washing the shampoo on my hair, I got that awful feeling. You know the feeling like someone's watching you? It was that feeling. I slowly opened my eyes, and from the other side of the shower, I see Len's head peeking over the shower curtain, looking at me with that gut-wrenching smile and her eyes wide and bloodshot like she hadn't closed them in a while. Her hair was wet and dripping, and it was dark. I didn't know what to do. I didn't scream. I didn't do anything. I jumped back, but I didn't scream because I was that terrified. I didn't say anything to her either. I just looked at her and she looked at me for a good minute. It felt like forever though. As it felt like forever, after that she slowly pulled her head out the shower curtain and a blurred figure had moved towards the door. I heard the door slam, but I didn't see it close. I jumped and screamed and got out the shower, locking the door. I dried off and tried to think of what I could do. I was pacing in the bathroom, just pissed because what the hell? She was there the whole time? I didn't know what to do. I was scared shitless. At this point, I was in the bathroom for an hour and I was angry. I wasn't afraid anymore. I was angry. To be made feel insane in my own home, to be made feel scared in my own home. But then that's when I heard a faint moan. Like something so silent that I didn't even think I heard it at all. I put my ear up against the door. straining to listen. I didn't hear anything. After another 30 minutes, I was tired of staying in the bathroom. Tired of making me feel like I was fucking insane. I got so mad that I banged on the door and said, "Please, Lynn, fucking stop. I'm done. I want the pranks to be over. It's not funny anymore. It's just stupid. I'm scared and you won. Just stop," is what I told her as I pounded my fist at the door. After that, I just kept looking under the door, waiting for her face to be there with that gut-wrenching smile. As I moaning up the courage to put my hand over the doorknob, I heard the moan again. But it was louder. That time I heard it. It was real. But that time, I knew where it was coming from. It was coming from inside the bathroom. I looked over to my left, and I saw Lynn's face, gripping her hands onto the gaps in the closet, her smile gut-wrenching, her eyes widened, and her hair dripping. She was laughing in sheer delight, shaking out of pure delightment and excitement. I, at that point, was scared for my life. I swung open the door, running out the house, snatching my keys and phone as I went to my car. I drove as much as I legally should have. I didn't know what to do. I was ignoring every call and text that I got from Lynn. I drove 40 minutes to my brother's house, Chris. I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. I was either shaking from the cold or from being afraid. I didn't even put any clothes on. I was in my boxers and my hair was still damp. I didn't check my phone until I knew I was safely in the parking way of my brother's house. When I check my phone, I see 4 calls from Lynn and a fluorescence of texts saying, "Why did I leave like that? What's going on?" I was so angry at her nonchalant attitude, like she just didn't know what the fuck was going on. I knocked on my brother's door, him and his wife concerned. I was in my boxers and I was just looking afraid. They asked me what happened and I told them that me and Lynn just got in a fight. Didn't go into any more details. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want them to think that I left my wife over a couple pranks, even if they were overkill. I mean, some of you might even think this story is traumatic, but if you guys were in my situation, if you guys saw that gut-wrenching smile, you would have the same fear I did. My brother gave me some clothes and told me I needed to get some rest. They said they'll talk more about it tomorrow. I couldn't sleep though. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Lynn's gaping smile in those wide eyes. My brother had gave me medicine and I got a little bit of rest that night. But I just had terrible dreams of Lynn and that gut-wrenching smile, that awful feeling I had from her watching me, peeking at me without me knowing. I woke up before the sunrise. I was sitting on the sofa looking at the ceiling, thinking about what I should do, thinking about if I should call Lynn. I wanted to call her and tell her that I wasn't coming back until she promised to stop doing creepy shit like that. I was just thinking about it. But as I was still thinking, I got that feeling again. That awful feeling that someone was watching me. I didn't want to look away from the ceiling, but the more I looked at the ceiling, the more the feeling got stronger. I instinctively turned my head to the left, looking at the window, seeing Lynn, gaping smile, wide eyes, and hands against the window. She was drooling. Trickles of drool had went down the window, leaving 2 long streaks. She was shaking in sheer excitement. I banged on the glass and told her to go away, get the fuck out of here, and I didn't want to see her right now. I was scared and angry at her because she was doing this shit for no reason, making me feel paranoid and crazy. My brother Chris and his wife heard me, and they called my name concerned. As they were coming down the stairs, Lynn slowly darted her attention towards the stairs, looking at him. As she saw them Slowly coming down the stairs, her smile slowly faded. I turned back to look at them, but as I turned, Lynn was gone. She wasn't there anymore. I didn't know what to do because my wife was still peeking at me. I hope you guys like this story. I am so sorry if I messed up on some words. I am trying to get so better at that. I will try to edit it out and make everything better, but if it doesn't happen, I am sorry. I will be posting this on Saturday, and if you see this on Saturday, hi. Hopefully you're watching this at night though. Don't watch this in the morning. It's the no sleep series, get it? Go follow my other socials, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify. And yeah, there will be a part 2 coming soon, either on Sunday or Tuesday. So keep an update with that. I hope you guys like this story, and I hope you guys are waiting for the part 2. God. And again, as always, good night and have the sweetest of dreams.